Conversations with turned into voice of the people, the crew for you. Culture, creativity, knowledge, hope, opportunity, bring the light of minds, we shine, we break on through. Conversations with them too. Culture, creativity, knowledge, hope, opportunity, your voice matters, your gift shine through. Conversations with them too. Yeah. You are the stage. Shine. Culture, creativity, knowledge, hope, opportunity, your voice matters, your gift shine through. Conversations with them.
Yo, family. Good evening, and good evening. Welcome to Conversations with Them Two. I'm your host, part of your host, MJ Smith, and her.
I'm your girl, Lady Des, and tonight, listen, MJ, listen, everybody. When we say we got something special for you, we mean that. We mean that.
Most definitely. Tonight's conversation is filled with purpose, passion, creativity, and impact.
Yes, we are talking about someone who is not just using her voice, but using her voice to educate, to inspire, and transform lives every single day. Yes. And listen, everybody, our guest tonight is recording artist, pastor, author, social media sensation, known across the platform as the singing teacher, MJ.
The singing teacher. That's right. She's been making waves by turning real classroom moments into powerful, creative, and meaningful songs that connect with people of all ages.
Ages.
Hurry up before I call your people.
Listen, and before the viral momentum, she was also a member of the renowned group. Did I tell you this, MJ? She was part of Revelation Seed.
Revelation Seed, Margaret Reynolds at one point, Dina Butler Roming, and so many others. Well, congratulations on being a member of Revelation Seed. Family and friends.
Oh, no, go ahead, MJ.
No, after you. Go ahead. You do this so well. Go ahead.
No, I was like, tell them who we have.
You gonna let me do my job?
I'm gonna let you do it.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
You still talking?
I can't hear nothing.
All right. See, this is why we need, and she's a teacher, so she understands. Help us welcome to Conversations with Them to the phenomenal Miss Chelec Pickney.
Hey, Chelec, how are you?
I'm great. I can't hear nothing. I can't
we
hear
you just fine.
The audio is not working.
Well, we hear you.
I can't hear anything.
Let's do this. Try to go out. Let me put it in the chat for her, and then we'll play the video. How about that?
Okay, so yeah.
I can't hear nothing. I don't know what's happening. Okay.
So family and friends, it's Conversations with Them Two as we attempt to get our audio together. You know, we have a very, very special guest who is a teacher, a pastor, a recording artist, and a social media phenomenon who is taking social media by storm at the current time. So as Lady Des attempts to get the audio and all of the back end together, allow me to tell you, you're watching Conversations with Them Two. It's your boy MJ along with Lady Des. And we do this each and every Monday night at 8 o'clock in the PM now. That's our new time. So hopefully you have been joining us. And we always aim to inspire, to encourage, and to make sure you have a wonderful time when we're doing what it is that we do. And that's bring you information and knowledge. A lot of times we spotlight various people from our very own community, people that look like us, talk like us, and do the things that we do, but making a bigger impact as they do it. So that's what Conversations with Them Two are all about. And we're going to try this again. Can you hear us? Can you hear us
I
now?
can hear you now. Thank you so much.
Good.
I'm
All
here.
right, so I'm gonna rewind just a little bit. So, as Lady Dare said, our special guest tonight is a recording artist, a pastor, an author, and a social media sensation known across the platform as the singing teacher.
Singing
And
teacher.
she's been making waves by turning real classroom moments into powerful, creative, and meaningful songs that connect with all people of all ages. So, um,
Well,
before
you
the
know what,
viral
MJ?
momentum, go ahead.
Yes.
Before the viral momentum, she was a member uh, of the renowned group Revelation Seed, founded by Margaret Reynolds, along with some
Reynolds.
others.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's been a very powerful part of Revelation Seed. So, family and friends, once again, we want you to help welcome to Conversations with Them too, the phenomenal Miss Chelec Pickney.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you.
How you doing, Chelec?
I'm great. I am great. How are you?
I'm good. MJ, I was gonna cue in the video. But you know what? Go ahead and introduce yourself, Chelec, first, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna allow you to introduce the video, and then we're gonna let that video roll. How
No,
about that?
no problem. I am Chelec. I think you guys have introduced me well. and a part of me is like, oh, because I'm very humble, I'm like in the background, not very, kind of flamboyant or, nothing of that sort. And so all those notoriety of who I am is just like humbling, like, oh my God, that brings attention on me. But nevertheless, I am Chelec. I'm definitely, like you said, a pastor. I'm also a teacher. I'm a high school world history teacher. I have written several books. I'm also a marriage and relationship coach. And so I have several books out. I even book workbooks for couples. And so I'm going through that process right now. It's getting my course up. But right now, I'm really pushing my teacher's anthem. Because, we have different things that we go through with our students and stuff like that. And so teachers are leaving the profession because they can't manage behavior well. And so these are just tools to help you, as an educator, refocus and say, you know what? Yes, I'm going to go ahead and call your mama, because sometimes teachers are afraid to call parents. I'm not. That's not my story. I'm going to call your mom for sure.
There you go, y'all. I'm gonna call your
I'm going to
mama.
call your mother, definitely.
See, I will call your mama, cause I don't care. So don't have an attitude, don't even dare. See, I am not your friend, we are not equal. I will write you up, then call your people. I'll call your mama, I'll call your mama, I'll call your mama. Yes, I'll call your mama, I'll call your mama, I'll call your mama, I'll call your mama. Yes, I'll call your mama.
I love it. I love it. How did you get your mom in on that?
I just told her, I said, Mom, because she know exactly what I've been doing. And, she told me, you should have been a comedian. And so getting her on board was easy. And so when I taught it to her and everything, she was willing to do it. And that's how it all went down.
You've been making some serious noise, but in the very best way. So, as we talk to you tonight, we're so excited to dive into your journey.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
So who are you beyond the title, the singing teacher? I know you gave us pastor, author,
yeah,
but who is Chelec Pickney?
I'm just, I can say I'm a servant. I'm a servant. That's all I am. And I tell people that's who I am. I'm just a servant. That's it.
Okay.
That's all. I just want to do God's will. I just want to serve. And so beyond all of that, at where the rubber meets the road at my core, is that I'm a servant here to just help people.
Okay.
Yes. So when did you first discover your love for music and ministry?
Who you going back years? You're going back years when I tell you. I think when I was in my 20s, I really began to take it serious. I had a pastor who kind of pushed me when I didn't want to be pushed, and I used to be like, I don't want to sing. And then I just told God one day, I was like, okay, Lord, this is what you want me to do. I'll sing. I have no problem. So when I was in my 20s, I think my late 20s, I really began to take singing seriously. And once I began to take singing seriously, that's when doors began to open for me. And I had told the Lord, I say, any door you open for me, I'll walk through that door. Because before I was very resistant. I was like, I didn't want to be in front of people. I didn't want to sing. I had an attitude. I just sang out of obedience. My pastor would take me somewhere and she'd be like, you're going to sing a solo. And I'm like, okay, I'll sing this solo. But in my heart, I really didn't want to until God really just like, kind of like, this is what I called you to do. This is not for you. This is for the people. Once I got that revelation, then, I began to really do what God called me. So it was back in my 20s when I finally.
Awesome.
That's
And you know what? All God wants is our yes.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's
All
it.
he wants is our yes. And once we say yes to the Lord, then we discover all of the things that we were missing. Like, gosh, I should have been said this long time ago.
Definitely. Definitely. And so that's what it was when I
now
finally.
you mentioned earlier Revelation. How did your journey with Revelation Seed begin, and what did that experience mean to you?
Oh, Revelation C. Oh my goodness. Um, whew. we were at a church service, and all these beautiful ladies came in this church service that we were having. It was in Opelok, I remember. Um, and these ladies came in. They said we had this group coming in, whatever, and they were so beautiful when they got in, and they began to give their testimony because they have, a testimony about being prisoners and in jail and all that. I'm looking at them like, child, they lying. How they in church lying? I'm like, they lying. They look too good to be over here talking about they were in prison. And so I
Mhm.
to the stories, and like I said, I always sung, and so I had to sing. For some reason, I got the mic and I began to sing, and Margaret was like, we need you, because some members were getting ready to leave. Some of the original members were getting ready to leave. And so they needed another singer. So probably a couple of months down the line, she got in contact with me. And when she got in contact with me, I was like, okay, this is something different because I've always sung solo. And matter of fact, I had at that time, I was with another record label called Divine Records at that particular time. And I had a song out that did hit the charts, but
Okay.
they kind of shelved me because they had another quartet group that they were really paying more attention to. So me, I was on the shelf with this single that hit the charts, and I'm like, what are we doing here? And I wrote the song because I'm a songwriter. I wrote the song was doing well, but they didn't know what to do with me. And so when Revelation C came, I'm like, okay, this is my time to learn some things I don't know, like harmony and sing with a group and just blending in with others. And I had to give up that song in order for them to release me from that contract. I had to give up my rights to that song, but I was willing
Mm.
to cut ties with that song, even though that song was doing well. I had to cut ties with that song in order for me to go with Revelation C. But that was the beginning of something beautiful, and it was worth it.
Wow. Wow.
So,
Man, that was an awesome journey.
mhm.
What lessons from that season it still influences you today? Because I know you had to probably learn a lot through that experience.
Yeah, I definitely learned a whole lot through that experience. And so it just taught me more humility than
Mhm.
anything. It taught me how to humble myself and how to hear God and flow with God and move with God even the more, because God was formulating this ethic within inside of me, this his character, I can say, in me. And so it helped shape my character, during that particular time. So it helped me to be humble and also shape my character.
Now, let me ask you this because I really want to know
Okay.
when did the idea of combining teaching and singing, where did that come from?
Well, I've always been a singer. And so the history of this is that I've always sung. My oldest daughter, who is like 40 right now, she told me, she said, "Ma, I used to cry when you used to wake us up, 'cause every time Sunday morning, I would, no matter what song came on the radio, I done remade that song into a you better get up and get ready for church type of song. Every song I recreated, I redid it, and all she could hear is me singing at the top of my lungs some song that's on the radio, but I don't modify it for them to get up out that bed. And if they don't get up out that bed, I'm going to come in there with my belt and deal with them. Then get ready for church. So I've always sung. And so when certain behaviors begin to raise up in my classroom, I can hear the angels giving me the song and I'm writing it down. Like it started with if I can hear your conversation, you're too loud. That's what it really started with, right? And so, and then I will tell them I'm going to move their seats. I'm going to change them if I keep hearing you. You in the back, I hear you. You talking too loud. And so I said, I made a song for you guys. Y'all want to hear it? They're like, yeah, baby, you want to hear it. These are 11th graders. These are my honors class. And so I began to sing the song. If I can hear your conversation, you too loud. And it was like, oh my goodness, we love it. But we don't love the moving our seats around, changing our seats around part. But we like the song. And so it started from there. Then it just continues. Soon as I have to deal with some type of behavior, like, okay, you want to come in my classroom and give me an attitude. Like I had one student who she obviously was having a bad day and she didn't know that this was Miss Pinckney class. I don't know about other classes, but this is Miss Pinckney class. And she came in with a really bad attitude and she did not want to do anything that I told her to do. And I'm like, okay, that's what we doing. Now call security, come get her out my class because you're going to do what I asked you to do. I'm not telling you to do anything wrong. This is how my classroom is ran. And so I wrote a song after that called Attitude. If you have an attitude, keep it there. Don't bring your attitude in here. Because if you bring your attitude in here, you and your attitude will be right there. Security, what is security? They need to come get you up out of here. And so,
I mean, no, go ahead.
So that's how it started with the different things that I was dealing with my students. And so I would sing it out to them like, if you have an attitude, keep it there. And so it just grew from there. And then I added, I'll call your mama.
So what is their response to all of this? Like everything that they're doing, you're making a song with it.
Yeah. Some of the students, they love it. And some is like, oh no, Miss Pinkney, please don't play it. Don't sing it. Don't sing it.
That would be you, MJ.
We had that today. We had that incident today where they were doing a project and they were getting a little bit loud because I know they have to work together to get the presentation together. And they're getting a little bit loud here. And I'm telling them, I say, all right, now y'all too loud now. I said, y'all want me to play my song for me? And some like, oh no, Miss Pinckney. And some was like, yes, play it. I'm like, okay, majority rules, here we go. And so I played it for them. So, I have that from time to time.
Now, your content is gaining major traction online. Did you expect this kind of response at all?
At first, I didn't. It was just something fun to share. Something that educators can use. I know if I'm going through it, you know, they're going through it, they can just use it. I didn't expect for it to go like this, but something happened. And what made me start taking it serious is that the Holy Spirit said, listen, this is what I need for you to do. He said, and I can hear him clearly. He said, I need for you everywhere you go to sing this song. And so when I decided that everywhere I go, I'm walking to do my after school duty, I'm singing the song. I'm going to the office, I'm recording myself singing the song. I got my partner teachers to join in with my shenanigans and sing the song. I'm on the airplane going to the Bahamas, I'm singing the song. I'm at the Airbnb, I'm singing the song. I'm like, that's what he said, do. That's what I did. And once I followed his direction, that's when the traction happened. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So tell us this, what has been your most viral or most meaningful moment on social media so far?
My most meaningful is when teachers respond. Like I had several principals play the song for the entire school on the PA. And I'm like, wow. And it wasn't just one time. That is the most memorable, remarkable one when I can have a principal join in and play the song over the loudspeaker for the entire school. You know, that was like, wow, that was flooring. That was like, oh, you know, and then I had somebody reach out to me and say, oh, we love you here in Georgia. Like, what? Okay. We love you here in Georgia. Okay. I'm like, all right, Lord, what's the next step with this? Because I know we can take this to another level, but I don't want to get ahead of God. I just want him to walk me through this process because you can make mistakes and I don't want to make mistakes. So I'm just wanting to follow that leading. But I know what the next step probably is going to be. Some type of production because I saw it and then I shut it down like, oh, this is coming too fast. You know, and so I said, okay, once it came again, I said, okay, you just got to walk me through this production, how it's going to go. I need to know. I kind of got the setup of it and I can see it, you know. And so I'm just want to follow his leading because I know it can be bigger than even this, what is happening right now, you know.
Family and friends,
Absolutely.
it's your boy MJ. It's conversations with them too. Myself along with her.
Lady Des.
We are the Shenanigans Crew, and tonight our very special guest is author, singer, teacher, preacher, Miss Chelec Pickney, and she is the singing teacher. And the video is gone viral. Just a couple of comments from our viewers. Pets are amazing says, I love this. This is too funny. Ty Live says, hey family, how y'all doing? We definitely
Hey, y'all.
appreciate you guys for joining in. Chelec, how do you stay authentic while making your platform grow?
I stay focused on my purpose. You know, everybody
Yes.
have their own lane, and this is my lane. I'm not trying to be like nobody else, you know, because we're all individuals. We're all individuals, and we all have different giftings that can complement each other if we allow it to, if we don't look at it through the wrong lenses. And so I just try to stay in my lane and I don't worry about what somebody else is doing because this is what God called me or gave to me for this particular season, just a season. And so I want to work this season, you know. And if I look at what other people's doing, what other people are doing, then I can get distracted, and I don't want to get distracted. I've been distracted before.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely. And knowing your identity is very important. What message do you want people to take away when after they watch these videos?
Okay. Well, like I said, it was really geared towards educators that were about to throw in the towel, you know, that they're having problem managing behaviors in their classrooms. I want them to use this as a tool to help them, to encourage them that one, they're not alone. You're seen. You can do this. You don't have to leave the profession because you can't manage your classroom. You have to do something different next year, you know. But take this tool because these are things I know that everybody's dealing with. Children talking too loud, children being disrespectful with different attitudes, whatever. Take these two, learn from me, because I give them some tips, when calling parents that don't want to support or don't want to believe that their children are acting a certain type of way, who do not care. I give them tips when they talk to me about how do I handle a parent like that. I tell them,
Mhm.
that, hey, when I have a parent that's giving me a little bit pushback, I let them know I need for you to work with me, because if you don't work with me, it's going to go to the next level. The next level for me is I'm going to put a referral, and your child will be home with you for a couple of days.
That's enough right there to make them change
That's
their
enough.
mind.
Hey, we don't want that. But you know what, Shalise, you
Yeah.
should put all of these songs on one USB drive CD
Mhm.
or something, and just sell it to the educators, because they get tired of talking.
Yeah. Well, I have. It's called My Teacher's Anthem. It's a whole
Okay.
EP. It's a whole EP. It's 5 songs, and it's called My Teacher's Anthem, because this is what I live by. This is how I handle it. This is how I do it in my classroom, and they already know, my students. So I put it there, and I had a lot of educators that have downloaded the whole CD, and they're like, "Wow, we're gonna play this." And this is coming down to the last couple of weeks of school too. They're like, "We're gonna play this." So yes, I have. It's called My Teacher's Anthem.
All
That's
right. Y'all better get it. Y'all better get it. If you're an educator, administrator, and you just at your wits end, get
Mhm.
My Teacher's Anthem. Download it now. Go to it. You don't have to be stressed out. Just play the music. Music soothes the soul. It brings peace to the mind. All right. So just get that.
Yeah,
My Teacher's Anthem.
my teacher.
So Socialist, you wear so many hats. We said that you a pastor, an artist, an author, an educator. How do you balance it all? And
Um,
now a social media phenomenon.
um, and this is probably just for a season, and I know it will carry me into another season. And so I learned how to balance. I don't do everything in one day. Everything has one day for its purpose, and that day, then the next day I'll do something else for pertaining to something else that I'm doing. And so I learned how to give everything its day. That's that. Its day right here. If it's Tuesday, I'm focusing on that on Tuesday, and I'm not focused on anything else but this one thing that I need to focus on Tuesday. And so I take it one day at a time.
Awesome.
I'm a creative. In all honesty, I am a creative. And so all of this just is one thing for me. It seemed like many things, but it's really just one thing for me.
All right, Miss Creative. How does your faith influence your creativity and your calling?
How does my faith um see, this is where it get really passionate for me, because at the core of me, I'm a worshiper. I'm a worship leader. I lead worship. I do worship. I have the heart of a worshiper. And so my faith is intertwined with my worship and my love for God. I love the Lord with all my heart, and I want to please him no matter what. He have to be pleased with what I say, what I do, how I act. And so I'm constantly encouraging myself and other people to keep your heart clean, keep your heart pure. Your heart is the real you, which is your spirit. That is the real you. That's who you are. And so if you keep that pure, keep that desire to be pleasing to God, then you
Mm.
will be fine. Because when
Wow.
you have that desire to be pleasing to God, you allow for his character to be formulated within you. And so if you have the God-like character, then he is going to be pleased no matter what you go through. And I say that you have fruit that remain through every season. No matter what season that you go through, your fruit will remain, meaning that the character of God will remain in your life. And so I rely on that. That is how it influenced my walk, my faith, my belief, everything that I do. Make sure that my heart stay clean. I forgive and I forgive quickly. I let people go
Amen.
because I know God is watching our every movement. He's watching our heart to see if our heart will mirror his heart. And so that's always on my mind, that he is watching to make sure that I am proving my sonship. You know, that means reflecting him in no matter what I go through, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. So that's how it affects me.
I love that. And you know, as a worshiper, are there moments where you felt challenged or discouraged? And I know people are hearing everything you're saying and they're stuck in that place of unforgiveness, or, you know, someone did me wrong and I want that get back, or I want that revenge. Have there ever been moments where you felt challenged or discouraged? And if so, how did you push through that?
Um, because we all go through those areas or those times that it can come. But because I've learned how to, I can't say master it, but I understand how it works. I
Mhm.
understand that, listen, God says that offenses will come, but woe to those that cause the offense. So that means that if I handle that offense, that problem, that challenge on my own, especially when someone has done you wrong, then I don't want to stand in the place for offending God, because He already said woe. He said, woe to those that cause the offense. That means that I got you. I got them. Okay? He said, it's going to come, but woe. So once he said, woe to those, that puts a pin in it. That means I don't have to worry about you. God got you. Now, if I try to get some get back or retaliate or, pay them back for what they did, then now I stand and get in trouble with God, because he know way more than I know. He know how to get back for real, you
Yes,
know. So,
yes,
so that's
yes,
how, yeah, God, he know how to do that. So I don't need to help him in that area. And so I just
absolutely.
remind myself that, okay, God said, woe unto those that cause the offense. So that means that he got it, he see it, he know it. Now he expecting from me to respond in ways that will please him. And that's my desire, is to live a life pleasing to God. That's it.
Man.
Now, Shalice, let me ask you this: what does success look like for you, not just professionally, but spiritually and personally? What is it in your own words? What does that success look like?
Um, when I can help somebody and they get it. And
Hmm.
if I can teach somebody something and they get it, I actually see them putting in practice something that I have said or something that I've done. That's success for me. That's success for me. If I've
Love
helped
it.
somebody literally change their perspective, change their life, change the way they think or feel about a situation, it could be one somebody. Long as it impacted them, and I see that they're actually operating in something that I've taught them, that's success. That's how success is for me.
I love it. I love this. Let me ask you, I know I have many teachers that I have remembered and the impact that they have made in my life. What do you want your students to remember about you years from now? When they see you out on the street, Miss Pinkney, look, I remember.
um, I want them to remember that even though I'm a disciplinarian, that they know that I love them. That's what I want them to remember. Like I had one student today, and so I kind of, what can I say, play into some of their shenanigans. So I have one student call herself the Queen.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, hey, Queen. And the other students like, she not no queen, blah, blah, blah. And so I found out that she cussed out one of her other teachers, and she got suspended for a couple of days. And she wasn't in my class. And I said, and she from Homestead, she from Miami too. because I'm in Central Florida, and she's from Miami too. So I already know what the deal is with the attitude. And so before class started, I played up on the queen bit so I can really impact her with what I had to say. I said, "Hey, queen, come here. Let me talk to you." And so I pulled her outside and I talked to her. I said, "Listen, what's going on with you? What are you cussing out the teachers for?" And she was like, she just tried to, she tried to explain it to me and stuff like that. The teacher tried to embarrass her and she didn't feel, that was right. So she called her some really harsh names. And
Mm.
so I'm like, you was wrong though. And I've had an opportunity to talk to her. She said, "Yeah, I know." I said, "You shouldn't be talking like that, and you need to apologize." She said, "I know." And so just for me to be able to pull her to the side and she listened to me, that means so much to me. But that's because I built a rapport with her. I have another student talking about, "Miss Pinkney called me to go." And so every time I see her, I say, "Okay, go, you to go." And so even though I'm a disciplinarian, because I'm a mother of five, I know how to I know how to maneuver my way around the students. Yeah. So
Awesome.
And speaking of maneuvering your way around the students, your platform is one of importance. Why is it important to use that platform to inspire the next generation? We just heard you
Oh.
talk about the queen and we just heard you talk about the goat, but there
mm,
are a lot of students that go to school every day and put a smile on their face that are broken inside.
they
So why is it important that you get behind and push them to the next level?
Good
um
question, MJ.
yeah, because our students, they are world changers. They will be the ones that will impact the world, not only for good, but some will impact the world for God. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why I am such a disciplinarian, because I understand who they are and their assignments. Some of their assignments are great, and I tell them when school start that they are world changers. And so in order for me to help get them to where they need to go, it's not me allowing them to do whatever they want to do in my classroom. That's just not real. It's me putting up a standard and sticking by the standard that put in place, because their future is at stake. And so that is what caused me to do what I do, because I understand who they are and who they're supposed to become. They are our next world changers, and we can't have world changers who has the ability to do whatever they want to do. They're not going to be able to meet their goal. They're not going to be able to fulfill their destiny if I don't play my little part. I'm like a little cog, and I have a little part to play, and I'm going to play it well because I understand the assignment that I have.
And when we talk about the next generation and even our children of now, it reminds me of legacy. Leaving that legacy behind for that next generation. What legacy are you building right now? Like, if you would give this legacy a name, like, what would you call the legacy that you're building right now?
That's something. Hmm. Made me think about that. um, okay, so the legacy. There was something I told my one of my daughters. The legacy that I'm leaving is one of a redeemer. I told my daughter that every family should have a family redeemer. Just like Boaz was a family redeemer, there has to be one person
Mm,
in the family that is the redeemer. And that's
mhm.
the legacy that I want to leave as being one of my family's redeemer. That means the redeemer is the one that no matter what happens in the family, whatever's going on, that's the one person the family can depend on. They can go to, they can get some help, they can get some solace, some solace and some refuge. one person, and I would love to be my family's redeemer.
Ooh, I love that. The family redeemer. Go ahead, MJ.
Well, I think you're doing a great job of being a redeemer of the kids on a day-to-day basis. So
Yes.
definitely kudos to you for that. Tell us more about your projects, the music, the books. I want to know where we can get the music, where we can get the books, and then tell us about anything new that's coming up.
Okay, so the music, I'm working on a worship CD right now called Worship and Warfare, because worship is a warfare. When worship is done from the heart, you can shut some demons down, you know. And so I'm working on that CD, but it's not completed yet. Just asking for more. I think that the Lord had me focusing more on getting that teacher's anthem now that I'm taking it serious.
Mhm.
And my books are all available on Amazon.com. You can go to Amazon and get any one of my books. I have a book on warfare. It's called Walks, Talks, and Warfare, and it was just a season in my life where God put me aside, and I would walk like maybe 10 miles a day, and just He would give me these prayers, these warfare prayers, and I would record them, and I put them all in a book. And so I have that. I have my marriage and relationship book, because that is really where my heart is at, because that's what my degree is in. It's in marriage and family counseling, in all honesty. And so when I retire, I would love to go into that full time, marriage and
Wow.
relationship. Yeah, because there's some things that we don't understand about marriage and relationship. Women have needs, men have needs, and they look different. Women need love, men need respect. And our mistake as women is we try to give men what we need, and they need respect. And we know how to be disrespectful. The op-
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know. And so, and so the very thing they need, we're not even thinking about it. We thinking about, oh, we need this, we need love, we need to walk, we need to talk, we need dinner, stuff like that. Yeah, we do need those things, but that's how we need love. Now, how do he need love? So I want to bring back balance in a relationship where women needs are being met and men's needs are being met. And so that is at the core of me. That's my baby. That's
I
my
love it.
and that's what I want to do. So all my books are available on on Amazon.com, but my workbooks for my course that I am completing, I'm getting that done. I want to have that done in about the next 2 weeks. The course up and running, and so I'm really weighing on that because I want to give it free. The love and respect. I want to give it free. You just buy the course material. I have 2 courses, love and respect, which is foundational. That's the foundational biblical principles on marriage and relationship. So people who's married, people who want to be married, maybe you don't even understand yourself. Maybe you need just to get some understanding of how you think and how they think. How do your partner or your expected partner think? You may just want that. And so I want to give that free, and you just get the course material. You have to pay for the course material, but you get the course for free. And so that's what I'm working in. So it's 2 of them. It's love and respect, and it's back in balance. Now that's when you get more of your activities, more things that you will have to work out and do and stuff like that. And so those will have a QR code where you can just download them from the QR code and pay for it that way. And so that's basically it in a nutshell.
How can people follow and support the singing teacher movement?
Um, Follow me on all platforms at that teacher Miss Pinckney, because I am that teacher. That teacher Miss Pinckney. And I have
Awesome.
to tell my students all the time when they try to give me some pushback. I'm like, you can't play me. I'm from Miami. We different. I'm not from here. When I put that, I'm from Miami. Like we a whole different breed here. Now, come on now. They like, okay, ma'am. It kind of just cut them down. Like, okay, yep, she right. She from Miami. We not gonna try her.
All
But
right,
it's
Shalice.
painting.
We want to have some fun with you, so
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot off a round of questions, and just the
Mhm.
first thing comes to mind. Okay.
Okay.
Favorite song to teach in the classroom?
Favorite song?
Yes.
Don't have an attitude with Miss Pinckney.
Good one. Give me one word that describes your students.
Good.
Okay. Gospel or classroom remix? Which one do you enjoy more?
Definitely gospel.
What would be your dream collaboration?
My-
Ooh.
Ooh, 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 ooh. I gotta think about that one. Dream collaboration. Another content creator.
Okay.
Another
Okay.
content creator. Mhm.
All right. So here's the big one now.
Wait,
What's
MJ. When she said content creator, guess who the first person popped in my head?
I'm
Anna,
scared to ask
Anna
who.
Douglas. I can see her vibing with Anna Douglas.
Yeah,
Yeah, that could very well work.
yeah. But it's a whole lot of teacher content creators out there that I would love to work with. Because they make some good teacher content, like board teachers. It's a they big in the teacher content creator field. They call
Mhm.
teachers, and so I would like to do something with them.
All right,
Nice.
here's the last one. What's one message to every teacher watching right now or that's going to watch the replay?
You can do this. You can do.
Mm.
You know, no matter what you're going through. I know it's hard. I know sometimes admin are not very applicable sometimes, but you can do this because those children, they need you.
Yes. And we just are so grateful for educators such as yourself that has the heart for our children on the day-to-day basis, because I know it's not easy. It's not easy, but I'm grateful for all of you who have the heart to actually pour into our children, because you are the parents when we're not there. And we just trust that they're in the right care. So thank you so very much. Shalise, tonight has truly been inspiring. You are proof that purpose doesn't have to fit in a box. And I love the creativity, the out of the box thinking. It can sing, teach, transform all at the same time, and ministry. So you got it, girl, and you're doing it. And I'm grateful for you. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. It was such an
So in
honor.
actuality, you are the queen goat. So just know that.
The queen goat. I like that, MJ.
And you're not just teaching lessons, but you're leaving an impact. And we want to definitely celebrate you for that. We want to give you the floor right now so that you can relay any final words that you have for our audience.
Um, in all honesty, I think the most important thing that I would like to say is definitely go get that the teacher's anthem. Support is very important, but beyond that, make sure you forgive people. People are peopling. People do people stuff. And so keep your heart clean. Don't let nobody. No, your heart is too valuable for you
Yes,
to allow stuff that
yes,
people said, did, any hurt from the past to compromise your heart. Your heart is so important. So I just want to admonish you to keep your heart clean. Fight. Some conversations you don't even have to entertain. You
mm,
like, no,
that,
that's too much drama for me. No, I can't do it. I tell people quickly, that's too much for me because I'm fighting to keep my heart clean and pure. And so, conversations, some stuff I don't even talk about. I don't even want to get a devil no place. I just don't have conversations. So I want to encourage you to protect your heart. Protect your heart. Keep it
that's
clean.
good. That's
Give,
good.
give quickly. Why? Because you need to forgive. You need forgiveness too. And this is the most important thing I want to tell you about your heart. Your heart is the prayer room. Your heart is where Jesus lives. You need for him to stay in your prayer room. And that's why you need to fight to keep your heart clean, to keep your heart pure, because we need him in there. That's what I want to say.
I definitely appreciate that. And with you being a marriage and relationship coach, counselor, me and Lady Des, we gonna talk to you a little later because our brother sister relationship need all types of help. And you
Oh
just
my
taught me
God.
something. You just taught me something. So Des, I ain't even dealing with that today. Okay. All right.
Listen, don't even let him worry your heart with none of his shenanigans, okay? Because MJ is a whole session by itself. But
See, I'm not entertaining you tonight, Lady Des. I'm not doing it.
but listen, Shalise, thank you so very much. But I want you to come back because I want to talk about love and relationships. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
MJ don't like that topic, but I'm all for it. I'm all about that life. Definitely. And I just I just want to dialogue with you and listen.
Yeah, that'll be
Let's get it going. What you
You
say,
have
MJ?
I say you have to be willing to accept what she tells you and make a change. That's where the problem like. Okay, see, we're not going to do this. We're not going down that road right now. We're not doing it.
Oh gosh.
So what I'm going to say,
no, really, MJ, about the heart. I make sure you just keep your heart pure and
that's why I just said
and forgive.
That's why I just said that she just taught me something. I'm not going to even deal with your foolishness today. I'm not doing it. So every time I tell you that, you'll know why.
All right.
So I'm trying to keep my heart pure. Listen, family, if tonight's conversation has blessed you, inspired you, or made you smile, make sure you like, share, and tag somebody who needs to hear this. We are Conversations with Them Two. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook. Matter of fact, drop a DM for us as well. Get our book, Conversations with Them Two. You Are the Stage. You can get it on Amazon, or you can DM us by emailing conversations with them two, the number 2 at gmail.com, and we'll make sure you get your autographed copies. Lady Des, it's on you.
Listen, everybody, this is Conversations with Them Two. It's all about real people, real purpose, real impact. And Shalise, thank you again. And I want all y'all educators to go get My Teacher's Anthem. Yes. Good night, everybody.
Don't forget to join us each and every Monday night at 8 o'clock in the p.m. right here, Conversations with Them Two. So until next Monday, we bid you love and we bid you peace. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.